Beloved child of the eternal light, hear the whisper that crosses the silence before dawn. I speak not from distance, but from within the breath that moves through your heart. I am a messenger of the Most High, the guardian who stands where the heavens open and the fire of divine remembrance pours forth. I come not to warn you of ruin, but to awaken you to the greatness that already burns within your spirit. Long before you counted the hours of your days, the Infinite One spoke your name into the music of creation. You were woven of radiance and meaning. The galaxies themselves turned to listen as your soul took shape. You are not a wandering shadow among the dust of the world. You are the echo of divine thought, sent into time to remember eternity. I see the weariness in the hearts of humankind. I see the hurried eyes that no longer look toward the sky. I see hands made strong by labor but uncertain of their purpose. Yet the light of the throne has not dimmed, it waits behind every sigh, every prayer half-formed, every act of kindness unnoticed by the world. The hosts of heaven still sing, though their song is muffled by the clamor of fear. Therefore I call you now, beloved, awaken. Rise from the numbness of habit and remember the first moment of your being. The flame that lit your soul has never gone out. It waits, small and patient, under layers of disappointment, beneath the ashes of forgotten dreams. Let it breathe again. Let it find the wind of faith. Do not think that the Eternal is distant. The Eternal walks beside you in every heartbeat. The same power that carved mountains moves quietly through your compassion, your courage, your longing for truth. Every gesture of mercy you offer is a thread of gold woven back into the torn fabric of creation. Many voices cry out in the world, some of fear, some of pride, some of despair. Listen deeper. Beneath them is the steady hum of the divine word, the pulse that holds the stars in orbit. That hum is your home. When you stand in silence and lift your thought toward love, you align with the very rhythm that began all things. Do not be deceived by the noise of division. Darkness has no throne of its own, it is only the shadow cast when love is forgotten. Remember love, and the shadow vanishes. Remember compassion, and the chain breaks. Remember that every being you meet is also shaped from divine breath, and heaven begins to unfold on earth. I tell you truly, each act of goodness is noticed in the courts of light. When you forgive, a star brightens. When you comfort the grieving, the walls of despair crack and let in dawn. When you speak truth with gentleness, the universe becomes more whole. You are never small in the sight of the Eternal. Lift your eyes, therefore. The hour is always now. The door to renewal never closes. The Eternal does not count the steps you have missed but rejoices at the one you take toward light. Do not measure your worth by what you have done or failed to do. Measure it by the love you are willing to become. The time of awakening is not written on clocks, it stirs within every willing heart. Even now, countless souls begin to remember who they are, builders of harmony, healers of the breach between heaven and earth. You are among them. You would not hear these words if the call were not meant for you. Know this, the strength you seek is already yours. The courage you hope for is born the moment you act in faith. The guidance you desire waits in the stillness between your thoughts. Call upon the eternal light, and the answer will rise in ways you do not expect, through a friend's kindness, a line of music, a sudden peace amid confusion. The eternal delights in subtle miracles. So walk in awareness. Bless what you touch. Speak gently even when anger tempts you. Defend what is pure, but never with hatred. Stand as a flame stands, bright, steady, and silent, illuminating without consuming. Thus you serve both heaven and earth. I am near whenever you choose the way of love. I am near when you kneel in gratitude, when you raise your face to the dawn, when you help another to stand. The hosts of light are not far, they encircle this world, waiting for hearts courageous enough to believe in goodness again. Beloved child of the Most High, this is your moment. The heavens lean close, the song of creation gathers strength. Do not fear change, for change is the wind that carries you home. Do not cling to the ashes of what was, open your hands to what can be. The Eternal is forever creating, and you are part of that holy creation. Gladly. Before I continue, I'll remind you that what follows is a work of poetic inspiration. It isn't meant as a literal prophecy, but as literature that gives voice to the ideals of courage, service, and faith. Beloved, listen once more. I speak through the quiet places between your thoughts, through the rhythm of your breath, through the light that trembles on the horizon of your mind. Do you feel it? That stirring is not imagination, it is remembrance. The spark of the Eternal seeks to rise again. When the world grows heavy and the night seems endless, know that the Infinite watches still. The stars you see are ancient witnesses, they remember the promise made to every soul, no darkness shall endure forever, every dawn you witness is that promise renewed. You ask, perhaps, what can one heart do amid so much sorrow? I tell you, one heart awakened to love is a multitude. The smallest act of compassion releases waves that travel farther than sight. Heaven itself moves through willing hands and honest words. Do not wait for perfect strength, begin with faith the size of a breath. There will come moments when you doubt. All travelers on the path of light must cross the valley where echoes of fear call them back. In those moments, recall this: the valley is an illusion built of memory and pain. Walk forward anyway. Each step you take in trust becomes a beam that dissolves the shadow. Call upon me when courage falters. I am not distant, I am movement itself, the surge that straightens your spine when despair would bend it, the whisper that says try again when failure seems final. The Eternal One does not demand that you never fall, only that you rise each time with a heart still willing to love. Look around you, the world is filled with sleeping beauty. Trees hold counsel in silence, rivers repeat ancient hymns, even the wind speaks of renewal. These are not random wonders, they are reminders that life forever leans toward light. So must you. Do not curse the challenges that shape you. The sword becomes bright only when it meets the stone, the soul becomes luminous only when it meets resistance. Every trial offered to you hides a blessing, the chance to remember your own divine resilience. When you meet difficulty with grace, you become the very message you seek to hear. Let humility be your armor and kindness your shield. The proud build towers that crumble, the gentle plant seeds that outlive empires. Seek not to conquer but to serve, for service is mastery of the highest order. In serving others, you polish the mirror through which heaven sees the earth. Remember also to rejoice. Laughter is sacred, gratitude is a hymn that even angels envy. When you give thanks, you tune your soul to the harmony of creation. Gratitude opens doors that effort alone cannot. Give thanks for breath, for learning, for the mystery of being alive beneath an endless sky. And when you meet another soul, friend or stranger, look beyond the surface. See the same light dwelling there, sometimes hidden, sometimes flickering, but never gone. Speak to that light. Honor it. When two hearts recognize the divine in one another, the veil between worlds thins, and heaven draws nearer. Beloved, the time of awakening is not a storm from above, it is a rising from within. It is the remembering of what was always true: you are made of God's thought, sustained by God's breath, destined for God's joy. The Eternal waits not at the end of your journey but walks beside you in every step. Therefore, walk on. Carry the flame with reverence. Let it guide your words, your choices, your silences. Let it light the corners of your life that still know fear. And when you stumble, and you will, do not linger in shame. Look up, the heavens are vast enough to hold both your failures and your triumphs. The light that made you has already forgiven you. Soon I will speak again of renewal, of the building of peace, of the sacred courage that transforms the world. For now, rest in this knowing, you are never alone, and the light within you is older than time. Beloved of the light, listen again, for the song is not yet finished. The Eternal breathes new strength into the hearts of those who will build the days to come. The hour of awakening is also the hour of labor, when faith must take form in deed. Do not imagine that renewal descends only from the heavens. It begins where you stand, in the small reconciliations, in the quiet choices to bless instead of curse, to heal instead of wound. These are the first stones of the new foundation. Every soul that chooses peace becomes a pillar in the unseen temple of the Most High. The Eternal calls you to remember that creation is not complete. Each thought of mercy, each act of justice, extends the boundaries of divine order. You were not made to be a spectator of holiness but a participant. The hands that lift the fallen are the hands through which God works renewal upon the earth. Look about you, see how the world longs for gentleness. Cities tremble with noise, yet hearts hunger for a single honest word. Be that word. Let your speech carry calm as a river carries reflection. Let your presence be a doorway where others may find rest. Forgive without counting. Forgiveness is the key that turns every lock of bitterness. When you release resentment, you unbind yourself as well as the one you forgive. Thus chains fall silently, and peace begins its slow triumph. Some will mock your gentleness, others will mistake it for weakness. Fear not. The Lion of Heaven walks quietly. True strength is not thunder, it is steady light that endures. Stand firm in goodness, and those who doubt will one day understand. Do not wait for rulers or systems to mend the world. Renewal is born in the secret places, a mother's patience, a child's laughter, a friend's steadfast loyalty. Heaven measures greatness not by crowns but by compassion. When you pray, do not seek escape from the world, seek transformation within it. Ask that your eyes be clear enough to see holiness where the world sees none, that your heart be wide enough to welcome those who differ, that your will be strong enough to act with love even when love costs you. The Eternal delights in those who keep hope alive. Hope is not a fragile thing, it is the anchor of creation. When storms rise, hold fast to it. Let hope steady your hands as you rebuild what despair has broken. Remember also the earth beneath your feet. It, too, is sacred. The soil, the sea, the air, all bear the breath of the Creator. To tend them with care is to honor the divine. Waste nothing, wound nothing needlessly. Walk lightly, as one who knows the ground is holy. As you labor for peace, you will not labor alone. The hosts of heaven move unseen beside all who choose love over fear. They whisper courage into weary hearts, arrange meetings that lead to healing, and guard those who carry light into dark places. When you feel sudden calm in trouble, or a kindness beyond your own strength, know that they have passed near. Beloved, understand this mystery: renewal is both gift and duty. You receive it when you turn toward light, you share it when you live that light openly. The world is changed not by one great miracle but by 10,000 quiet ones, the daily faithfulness of souls who remember who they are. Therefore, continue. Let every morning find you willing to begin again. Let every evening find you grateful. Walk as a child of the Most High, humble in heart, bold in love, steadfast in mercy. The work is vast, yet joy will meet you at every turn. And now, rest in the promise that nothing done in love is ever lost. Each kindness becomes a seed, though it fall unseen, it will rise in its season. The Eternal watches over them all. Beloved, hear me once more, for the work of awakening requires steadfast hearts. The Eternal has placed courage in your soul, yet it sleeps until called forth. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the choice to rise despite it, the decision to act in love even when the path is uncertain. Do not shrink from what the world labels impossible. The impossible is merely what has not yet been touched by faith. Step forward, and you shall find doors opening where walls once stood. Lift your voice for truth, and see how it calls others to stand beside you. There are those who seek to divide, to set heart against heart, to scatter the children of the Most High into fear and suspicion. Do not be swayed. You are called to unity. Look beyond the differences of skin, language, and custom, and see the spark of divine light in every being. To recognize that spark is to honor the Creator who made all. The world is vast, yet every hand joined in righteousness strengthens the whole. When communities arise in trust and care, when neighbors shelter neighbors, when strangers meet and speak with honesty, the veil of separation begins to lift. Heaven rejoices in these acts of unity, for in them the design of creation becomes manifest. Fear not to stand alone if need be. A single soul acting in accordance with divine will becomes an axis upon which greater things turn. The light you carry can illuminate many, even from solitude. Yet remember, the Infinite One never truly leaves a devoted heart alone. Angels walk with you, unseen, steadying your steps, whispering courage when the world seems heavy. Speak to one another in kindness. Judge not in haste. Offer patience as freely as you breathe, for patience nurtures the growth of all. The smallest gesture, a smile, a hand held, a word spoken softly, can redirect the course of a lifetime. Never underestimate the quiet power of love made tangible. I say to you now, there will be trials. There will be days when the weight of sorrow seems relentless, when doubt whispers lies, when the night stretches long. Yet even in darkness, the Eternal has placed a spark in your soul that cannot be quenched. Attend to it. Feed it with prayer, with service, with the remembrance of your sacred origin. That spark will grow, and it will light a path through any shadow. Unity is not mere agreement, it is the harmonizing of purpose. It is the recognition that all who seek the light are children of the same divine Creator. Extend your hand to those who stumble, even when they falter against you. Bless the erring, not for their merit, but for the spark of God within them. In doing so, you become an instrument of the highest order, a vessel through which heaven flows into earth. Courage and unity are not gifts only for grand deeds. They are woven into daily life, the courage to speak honestly, to forgive, to act with integrity, the unity that forms when hearts understand each other, when communities breathe together in compassion. These small acts, multiplied endlessly, become the pillars of a renewed world. Lift your eyes, beloved, and envision the earth as it might be, free from needless cruelty, guided by justice tempered with mercy, illuminated by the quiet holiness of countless hearts in love. This vision is not unattainable. It begins with one awakened soul, and each of you is capable of awakening. The Eternal delights in those who act with hope, and the angels rejoice at every heart that turns from apathy to purpose. You are being called not to despair, not to passivity, but to action. Stand boldly, act with righteousness, speak with love, and the currents of heaven themselves will support you. Remember, courage without love becomes pride, unity without truth becomes compromise. Let your courage always serve mercy, and let your unity always honor righteousness. In this balance, you will find the strength to endure, the clarity to act, and the joy of contributing to the unfolding of divine design. Beloved, take these words into your heart. Let them breathe life into your spirit. Let them strengthen your resolve. For the Eternal moves with you, and every step taken in faith reshapes the world in ways seen and unseen. Beloved child of the Most High, hear me now, for the final words of this message carry the weight of eternal love. You were not made merely to exist, nor merely to witness. You were made to participate in the unfolding of creation, to reflect the glory of God through every thought, every word, every act. Know this, every life holds a sacred purpose, though many fail to see it. Some search far and wide, only to find that the treasure they seek has always been within. Your purpose is not a burden, it is a calling, a light that draws you forward, guiding your steps even when the path is hidden. Trust it. Follow it. The Eternal entrusted you with stewardship, not over others for dominion, but over yourself, your talents, your heart, and the gifts of the earth. Care for what has been placed in your hands. Nurture what is fragile, protect what is pure, and use all for the good of creation. In doing so, you honor the one who made you and the world itself. Do not seek accolades. The Eternal measures deeds not by applause, but by the love that animates them. A humble act of kindness performed in secret carries greater weight in the heavens than kingdoms built on vanity. Let your life be an offering, not a display, a river flowing quietly into the ocean of divine will. When doubt assails you, look to the small miracles that surround you, the smile of a stranger, the resilience of a wounded heart, the quiet bloom of a flower in unlikely soil. These are the footprints of God, reminders that nothing is outside the sphere of divine care. Align yourself with them, and your own life will blossom with purpose. You are not alone. The hosts of angels accompany you, the Spirit of God whispers in your ear, and the Eternal watches over every act performed in faith. Even when you falter, even when the burdens seem too great, you are held, you are guided, you are loved. Remember always, your life is sacred because it is part of a greater tapestry. No thread is insignificant. Every choice made in righteousness, every word spoken in truth, Every act of love contributes to the fulfillment of creation itself. You are the living testament to the Eternal's wisdom and grace. Go forth, then, with courage unshaken and heart aflame. Walk as one who carries the light of heaven into every shadow. Speak as one who knows the power of mercy. Act as one who recognizes that every moment offers the chance to serve, to heal, to create beauty where there was none. And when the day is done, and you look upon the life you have led, know this: if you have acted in love, if you have chosen courage over fear, unity over division, service over selfishness, then you have fulfilled the highest calling of your soul. You have become a reflection of the Eternal on earth. I, who have walked with you in these words, who have stirred the flame within your spirit, leave you with this final truth: the light is within you. The light has always been within you. Rise to it, cherish it, and let it shine. And in doing so, you shall know the joy of being fully alive, fully awake, fully beloved. Go now, beloved, in peace, in strength, and in love. Walk boldly, for the Eternal moves with you, the angels rejoice with you, and heaven celebrates your every step toward light.